Hi there, it's Claire Thomas here with another quick presentation entitled How to Prevent Yeast Infection from Antibiotics Part 2. If you missed Part 1 last week, you can watch it here on my YouTube channel. Basically, last week we discussed foods to avoid in order to prevent a yeast infection from antibiotics. And this time around, we're going to discuss lifestyle changes. So this presentation will be discussing how to rearrange your lifestyle in order to prevent yeast infection from antibiotics. So when you're rearranging your lifestyle, here are three things you need to do first and foremost in order to prevent a yeast infection and to reduce your chances of continuing to suffer from a yeast infection. So first off, use only cotton underwear. By doing so, you will prevent extra moisture from developing in your intimate areas. Therefore, while you're on antibiotics, try to replace your satin and lace underwear with cotton. Cotton is a more breathable material, so it will allow your skin to breathe more, allow more air onto your skin, whereas other materials will suffocate that area, thus encouraging the growth of a yeast infection. Secondly, don't wear clothes that get too tight for the same reasons as above. You should allow enough air to circulate around your intimate areas. You need to avoid wearing tight pants, pantyhose, or elastic undergarments. Yeast infections can easily grow in areas where where your intimate areas are moist. So if there's not enough air circulating to those areas, moisture will gather, and this can be a very good breeding ground for a yeast infection. So this is why it's very important to make sure the area remains dry and there's plenty of air circulating to those areas. You should also protect yourself with condoms during sex. Condoms also help to maintain a balance in the pH level inside the vagina, since semen has a different pH. So very important to ensure that your partner wears protection during coitus. Another thing you need to consider is maintaining a proper hygiene. So considering the fact that douching can encourage yeast infections growth, you need to avoid this douching whilst on antibiotics. There are numerous chemicals included in douches that which adversely affect the good bacteria in the vagina. Moreover, douching can even alter the pH level in the vagina, thus causing further problems. So despite what you may read, douching should be avoided whilst you're suffering from a yeast infection. Don't use perfumes or any feminine sprays. You may get irritated in case you use products with artificial scents. So therefore avoid putting on perfumes or sprays, especially in your intimate areas. In case you want to use a similar product, you can search for a spray that contains just water and essential oils. But avoid anything which contains artificial scents. Should also replace your tampons with unscented pads. Whenever you're taking antibiotics, you should replace tampons with these pads. So always look for unscented products to avoid any kind of irritation. You should also clear yourself thoroughly after using the restroom in order to avoid transferring the bacteria from the anal area to the vagina. So you need to wipe from the front to the back as opposed from the back to the front. You should always keep your vagina area dry and clean after using the restroom. The toilet paper that you use should also be unscented, just like the unscented pads we discussed previously. Always ensure that the toilet paper used is unscented. Avoid using dyes and fragrances to wipe your vaginal area, as this may encourage the growth of yeast. So as you can imagine, scented toilet paper contains certain chemicals which may cause irritation and further encourage an imbalance in the pH levels in your intimate areas, which would encourage the growth of yeast. So use unscented toilet paper as well. So that concludes this presentation. It's a very quick presentation, just some additional points to add on from the video that I did last week. So I hope you found this useful, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me an email. Even if you have any comments, feel free just to send me an email, and I shall reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you.